Hello, welcome back. Let's get started. We're gonna jump right in with a simple neck stretch. Just go ahead and tilt your head to the right. Take that right hand right by your ear. Reach your fingers out as far as you can on that left side. Letting that shoulder drop. And same thing, other side. Gently release. Let's go ahead and find our ankle stretch. Now here you can use a book or a block underneath your knees. We're not going to be here long, so I'm just lifting the knees up just slightly off the mat, using my hands and a little bit of arm strength to just sit back on the heels and really feel that stretch in the ankle and the top of the foot. Release it. Drop those hands just like you saw me do. We're going to get into the forearms a bit. Remember not to put all of your weight on this area. We don't want to do that. What we're trying to do is just sit back slightly a little bit, feeling that stretch in the forearm. Your fingers are facing you. Awesome. All we're going to do is take those hands, fingers placing us on the palm of our hands. Slight bend in the elbows. Mine are bent. It's a little hard to tell because I'm hyperextended. So if my arms do not look exactly like yours, don't fret. Just make sure you keep a slight bend and you're pushing your hips towards your heels. Feeling that stretch come up the arm. Come out of that, take your time. Now here is a more intense stretch and we are going to be here for a little while. So make sure you get into the stretch properly. You want your knees and your ankles to be in alignment. So it should be like a 90-degree angle your leg is making. If you do need a little bit of like a padding underneath your knees, if this is really uncomfortable, you can grab like a washcloth, a towel, maybe some blankets that you can lay across and just rest both knees. Now do your best here to not shift forward. I know we kind of want to get away from the sensation of this stretch in the groin and the inner thigh, but that's actually what we're really going for. And it's an area we forget, so it does feel a bit intense. But allow yourself to breathe. Get comfortable with being in this position, and it'll start to ease up and your body will relax a little bit more. I like to keep my feet flexed. Just makes it easier to hold the position. Continue to breathe. I know this can feel a bit intense. Remember, if you find yourself shifting forward, just correct yourself. You want to push those hips back a little bit. Stay center. Okay. Take your time. Come up onto your hands. Walk your hands back towards the body. Take a moment for yourself. Take a deep breath. That was a bit intense. And now we are going to come into a nice deep lunge to get into our hip flexors and also our hamstrings when it comes to that front leg. Knee above the ankle. That back knee is on the ground. Once again, if you do need a little bit of cushion for that knee, just grab something soft. If you have knee gels, that's great. If you don't, once again, a washcloth, a towel, a blanket, anything that'll work underneath the knee for a little bit of comfort. You can also fold your mat in half to give a little more of a padding underneath your knee. So that's my right foot in front. Just trying to focus on letting that hip on the left side drop down towards the mat. It takes a bit of being aware of yourself. If you feel like you're tight, and you're holding your body up, try and let your body just release for a moment. Take a deep breath and kind of feel your body just melt into the pose. Now you can reach your arm back and hold that for a bit of a challenge, or if you want to, you can go ahead and take that back foot, pulling it in towards the bum and getting a deeper stretch into that hip flexor and also into that left quad, opening up the chest towards the ceiling. Go ahead and release. And from here, go ahead and just find your pigeon. So take that right foot behind your wrists. Push back that left leg, feet, knees flat on the floor. Now it's okay if your right hip does not, automatically go to the ground. Everyone is built different. Everyone is at different levels. Find what feels good for you. If you want to stay up in pigeon, you're more than welcome. If you want to come down like I was, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Remember, some stuff can feel a little intense. We are in the hip area. If you're feeling like that's bringing out some emotion or something that you've been holding on to, allow yourself to feel that and release it. The hard part about stretching and why a lot of people don't want to do it is because naturally we want to tense up and push away the sensation we're feeling, but we really have to actually embrace it and learn to just relax into the stretch so that our body can get what it needs from the movement. Awesome. Start to walk your hands back up. Take a moment here and gently come out of the pose. Shake your legs out, maybe shake your hips out. Do whatever feels good right here before we go on to the other side. Move slowly, left foot in between the hands. It's okay to let the belly relax. Doesn't have to be super tight. You can let it just hang and do what it does. Now, once again, with the little bit of time we have left in the lunge, you have the option of reaching back and holding that, or you can take that back foot if you want a little extra and pull it towards the buttocks, opening up that chest. Let go. If you just had the arm, bring the arm back. And once again, just bring that foot over behind the wrists. Shift back a little bit. And go ahead and find your pigeon pose. You can stay right here if you would like to and just stay up. That's more than enough if it's a great sensation there. If you want a little deeper, come down to the forearms. If you're a bit more limber, you're welcome to come down to your chest or rest the forehead on the mat. Find what works for you, but just remember, stretching should not feel like a deep pain. We're not going for, no pain, no gain here. We want to feel sensation, and we do want it to feel like a deep stretch and a deep sensation, but we do not want to aim for any type of pain. Discomfort, yes, that'll happen. Any shooting pain or strong pain where your body is basically alarming you that it's too much, just pull back. Great. Take your time, calming back up, walking your hands back towards the body. And shake out your legs. You can even find a little downward facing dog here if you want. That might feel really good after pigeon. We're going to come to a nice seated position, straddling the legs nice and wide as you can, flexing the feet. You want your toes towards the sky. We're aiming to not have those toes flail forwards. We want to do it naturally. I'm asking you, if you can, to just try and keep those toes facing the sky. Reaching the hands out through the center. You can go as far as you want to. Remember, this is not a competition. Meet yourself where you are. In life, on your yoga mat, when you're doing your stretches, when you're doing your workouts, meet yourself where you are. And some days you might be a little further and you can meet yourself there, and other days you might have a little less and you meet yourself there. right, friends. Walk your hands back in towards the body. Take your time bringing the legs in. No rush, move slowly. And we're going to take that right leg over that left knee. And then just find a nice twist. Opening up that chest. Switch feet. Other leg on top. Wrapping that arm around the knee. And doing your best to keep the body nice and long all the way up through the head. Almost like you're trying to look towards the back of the room as far as you can. Come on out. And we're going to make our way on to our backs now. Getting into the hamstrings. We got into them a little bit in our lunges, but let's go for a deeper stretch. Take that right leg. You can grab behind the knee. You can grab behind the ankle. You can grab the toes. Wherever you are, find a comfortable spot on the leg to grab. Keeping that left knee bent. Foot is flat on the mat. Continue to breathe here. And you'll notice as you continue to breathe, you'll notice within a few inhales and exhales, you might even feel that you can pull your foot a little bit closer towards you. It might be like very minimal, but it's still progress and it's still a nice deep stretch that you're giving your hamstring that it might not normally get with like our quick stretches after a run or after our workouts. Release. And let's switch sides, bending the knee, and then go ahead and find where you want to grab on the leg. I always encourage a slight bend in the knee. You do not have to have a super straight leg for this stretch. And release. Great. You're doing an awesome job. Right leg over left as if you're crossing your legs. And you're trying to take the hands onto the tops of the feet and press them down. This is what in yin yoga we would call a reclined shoelace pose. I just really love the sensation and the stretch that I get here. And go ahead and switch sides. Same thing, other side. Release. Straighten the legs in front of you. Now we're gonna do our banana pose towards the right. So scoot your upper body towards the right first, and then you see me walking my feet over to the right, hence looking like a banana. I like to take The hands above the head, grabbing opposite elbows if you can. And you're gonna feel a nice deep side body stretch. Now if you wanna cross over that left leg on top of the right, I like to do that. It helps a little bit with just stability and a little leverage, but you can also just keep the feet apart. And the key is we're looking for that slight banana shape. So your upper body and your legs are both going in the same direction. This feels really nice. Remember that that left hip should not be popping up. That bum should still be on the mat. So if you feel like your buttocks are lifting or your hip is lifting, that means you've probably gone a little too far. Maybe walk the feet over a little bit or shift the upper body in a little bit so that you can find exactly where you need to be, where both buttocks are staying on the ground, but you're still getting that side body stretch that feels deep. For some, you might even feel it in the psoas. All right, friends, wiggle yourself back to the center. Unhook those feet if you had the feet crossed. Bring them back to the center. And then go ahead and scoot your upper body over to the left side. And then shuffle those feet over to the left. Now you can keep your feet like that, or like I had before, you can take that right foot on top of the left. All right, friends, start to shuffle the upper body back towards the center. Release the feet if you had them crossed, bring them back to the center. And our last pose is fish pose. We don't have a block today, so we're going to use our bodies. You can use your hands if you need that to help you scoop that head up. Now we're aiming for the crown of the head if you can, but if you can only feel comfortable on the back of your head, that's fine too. We want this to just open up the chest and the heart. Feet in front of you. We're not here long. And on your way down, just gently tap, tap, tap with the head until you are all the way flat back down on the back of the head. I hope that this helped. I hope you feel good. I hope you feel refreshed. I hope your muscles feel like they got a bit of a release. Be well, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video.